Hey everyone, so I'm back again for another video. This time around I have part 2 of my Wii collection update series, I suppose. If you haven't seen part 1, I'm going to link it somewhere here. Just click wherever I decide to put it, and you can go ahead and watch that video first. And, yep, here we go. So the first game here in part 2 is Disney's Epic Mickey. It's a 3D platformer. You go around. You have Mickey's paintbrush that sort of breathes life back into the dark and dreary world that he gets set into. Everything's sort of mucky and oozed up. And I think what happens is he uses paint thinner or something to get rid of all the bad stuff, and he just brings back life into the wonderful world of Disney. There was also a sequel, but both the games weren't that great, so I don't think I'll be buying the sequel anytime soon unless I get it for like $1 or $2. Next is a game that if you saw the first part of this series of this collection, you'll know that I bought a stack of very cheap games a little while back from EB Games. All of them were about $1 or less. Here's another one of the games. It's Excitebots Trick Racing. It's a pretty cruddy Nintendo racing game. I was disappointed by this, but there's nothing really special to say. Sadly, it is an official Nintendo game. Like, it's made by Nintendo, and it was just disappointing. And this wasn't even an early release. Relatively early. This was released in 2009, so I was very disappointed about that one there. Next is a game I got it on a clearance sale at HMV, I believe, when they were still selling games. It's Family Party 30 Great Games. Just the motion controls on all these games suck. It was like a cross between Wii Sports and sort of Mario Party. It was just a very disappointing game, but I should have assumed that because it was in a clearance bin. Next is a game that I have not played yet. It's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles: The Crystal Bearers. I wish I could play this sometime soon, but on the list of games that I have to play right now, this is very low on the list. If you think that I should move it up on the list, just let me know. Next is a game that I bought. Actually, I got this because it came with a Wii remote. It was in a sort of special set, and at the time it cost the same amount as buying just a Wii remote on its own. So I thought, might as well get the set. It comes with the Wii remote too, and that's what I really just wanted to buy at the time. The game itself is Fling Smash. It's basically you control this guy here, and you grab him with the Wii remote, and then you flick him, and he smashes a whole bunch of blocks in the sort of horizontal tunnel. And occasionally there's enemies there too. Next is a game made by Square Enix and Nintendo. It features both Square Enix and Nintendo characters. It is Fortune Street. It's sort of like Mario Party, but like I said, it features Square Enix characters as well. It's very enjoyable, but again, after a little while, you get bored with these kinds of games. Unless, of course, you're playing with a big group of people, and yeah, then it can be somewhat more enjoyable. But again, it's basically a Mario Party clone. Next is a terrible licensed game. It's Jumper Griffin's Story. This as well was part of the stack of games that I got from EB Games for very cheap. I know now why this was very cheap. It is just a terrible sort of cel-shaded adventure sort of action game, but it's just very, very, very bad. I wouldn't suggest that anybody buys that under any circumstance. Next is a game in a series that I like and a genre that I like, and also the fact that it's a collection is great for me too. It's the King of Fighters collection, the Orochi Saga. It has King of Fighters 94, 5, 6, 7, and 98. You can use the Wii Classic Controller or the Classic Controller Pro, and yep, it's the King of Fighters. I like the King of Fighters. I like any fighting game, really, but this is one of my go-to series. Next are the two Kirby games that I have for this collection. I also have the limited edition set, but that's going to be in my last video, where I'm going to include my sort of special edition or collector's edition sets. So just stay tuned for that in part 4. So the two Kirby games I have here are Kirby's Epic Yarn and Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Kirby's Epic Yarn is definitely the easier of the two games, but they're both relatively easy. Considering they're Kirby games are usually fairly easy to play. Now, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, I've played more of this, just because this was too easy and I kind of got bored of it. This one still had a little bit more challenge to it, especially when you're playing through those secret extra levels where you defeat the sort of mini boss to get another one of those gears, sometimes two of those gears. It was a little bit more challenging, but I like the co-op play in this one better than in Epic Yarn. Nope. Sorry. Next is another cruddy game. It's just a pretty terrible fighting game. It's called Legend of the Dragon. It's just a very bad fighting game. It looks like it belonged on like the PS2 or something, not the Wii. Next are my 3 Zelda games in my Wii collection. The first one here is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I actually have not played Skyward Sword yet. I fully intend to play this, but I just haven't gotten around to it. The latest Zelda game that I finished, after I finished A Link Between Worlds, I went ahead and played 4 Swords, and I completed that one as well. And I'm just waiting to see what Zelda game I play next, but I think most likely I'm going to start with this. And the other game is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I wish I had the GameCube version, because that one's worth more, but this is perfectly fine as well. And I definitely like this. It's one of my higher listed Zelda games, just because it has a much darker tone, follows after Majora's Mask, not directly after Majora's Mask, but in the timeline after Majora's Mask, and it's just enjoyable. But the motion controls are kind of iffy for me. And the last Zelda game is Link's Crossbow Training. This came packed in with the Wii Zapper. It's enjoyable, but it's just a straightforward targeting sort of a shooter game. Another cruddy game that I got for, I think this one was about 50-60 cents. Little League 2009 World Series Baseball. Honestly, after I bought this stack of cruddy games, I decided to stop buying cruddy games, even if they are cheap, and just stick to trying to find good games or games that I really want to add to my collection. Now, this is a game that's really cheap to get, and it can be enjoyable. I love the art style. The game itself is called Mad World. It's made by Sega, and it's a very sort of brutal game, especially for the Wii. It's like a family console. This game here was rated M, and it's black and white, it's gritty, and there's lots and lots of blood, and there's just lots of different brutal ways of sort of creating combos and killing people. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game to play, and I suggest to everyone, add this game to your collection. Next, another basic cheap game, Merv Griffin's Crosswords. Not going to really go into that. Next are the two Metroid games that I have in my Wii collection. The first one is Metroid Other M, and the other one is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Now, I haven't played either of these Metroid games yet. I actually just finished playing Zero Mission, and actually I shouldn't say just finished playing. I still need to beat Robotic Ripley at the end. I got past the Chozoroid or Chozo something sort of map, and I'm going to have to pick one of these next. I played Metroid Prime, the first one for the GameCube, but I haven't played either of these, so I don't know which one I'll go with next. And the last one for this video is a game in a series that I actually never played. I haven't really gone around to this series yet. It's Monster Hunter 3 Try, or Monster Hunter Try. I don't really know about this. I think it's some kind of it's gonna be like Shadow of the Colossus, where you kill gigantic monster things, but I can't really say. There are a couple other games in the series that I sort of was interested in, like the 2 PSP games, I believe, and the 3DS game. But the only reason I was really interested in the 3DS game is because it took advantage of the Circle Pad Pro accessory. But I don't know if I'm going to get around to actually playing that, or actually even buying that game. Anyways, that was to the end of part 2. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas. I am going to be filming all 4 parts in a row, but just wait and see when they come out. I won't be posting them all together. But yeah, that was the end of part 2. Check out my Twitter, Facebook, website. They're all linked in the description below. And yep, stay tuned for part 3. See ya.